we had the foundation of the commentary team, which Don West was one of the first people brought on. His name was bandied about during the WCW days, but Don West was known as a like television shopping network guy. He was at the Shop on Home network where he sold like sports memorabilia. He was a pitch guy. He was a sales guy. He was once spoofed on SNL by Will Ferrell because that's how like Don West is the most easily spoofable man in the world. But obviously he had never done wrestling before, and I love Don West in this era because he's just so like objectively wholesome, and he's so enthusiastic, and he
knows nothing about wrestling.
No, he has no idea what's going on. But like AJ Styles does a Hurricane Rana and he loses his mind.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing he's ever seen in his life, and it's so much fun to watch.
I think he'll get better at it, but there's very clearly some times in these first two shows where Mike Tenay has to be like, all right, you're giving away the show a little bit here, man. We gotta reel it back slightly. when I forgot who it was. It was in one of the matches. I'm just gonna go through the results real quick to see if I can work it out.
Was it when he was shouting, "It's gotta be Malice"?
Maybe. Yeah, that was a great one. There was another one that I can't remember, but it was some match. I'll just say it was the Brian Christopher K-Crush match, right? I don't know if it was, but at one point he just goes, like, K-Crush is on the Heat segment beating him down, and he just goes, Brian Christopher's gonna come back and win.
I love him working out how pro wrestling works in real time. It's like, oh, this is how this works.
And Mike goes to him, well, that's just your opinion. We'll have to wait to see.
Oh, I love Don. It's like, because there's far too much weird cynicism in wrestling commentary these days, where like people who clearly don't like what they're calling or start burying what they're calling. And Don West is just out here losing his mind at literally everything in the most like sincere way possible.
Actually, I don't mind this trio of people at all. I don't like Ed Ferrara in anything other than the commentary, but actual like him just talking shit, I think he's fine.
Scott Hudson was originally considered for play-by-play, but apparently was not available, so they ended up going with Mike Tenay. And also a big thing, apparently Don West was originally supposed to be host of the show, not a color commentator.
You see a bit of that in the first show.
Yeah, because he's actually the first person you see on the first show when he walks out and is like, welcome to the show, blah 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 blah. So Don West's role changed from host to commentator, so I think they knew they needed somebody very professional, very knowledgeable to make up for Don West's lack of knowledge. And like the whole idea was like, it was Mike Tenay bringing the expert perspective, Don West bringing the fan perspective, and then Ed Ferrara kind of like the entertainment guy. So like Mike Tenay calls, tells stories, Don West just shouts and gets excited, and then Ed Ferrara makes some quips and jokes, which is a nice kind of balance. Everybody has a role.
Yeah, I think it works.
And like Mike Tenay is the best. Mike Tenay is so good on these shows. Like, just so good. And there's people who don't like Mike Tenay, and I will fight them. Because, like, he's knowledgeable, and he's passionate, and he's enthusiastic, and, like, he just nails the big calls, and he makes things feel important, and he makes, like... I think this show would feel a lot more haphazard and a lot less credible if it had an announcer that wasn't as, like, professional and on it as Mike Tenay was.
Like, he's the voice of TNA to me, you know. Like, say what, like, no one else, like even above Don West. Like, when I like imagine a TNA match, that's the voice I'm hearing in my head.